Welcome to Strategy Now, everybody, here at MarketStream.live. My name is Joseph Cusick with the Cusick Group, securities offered by MoneyBlock. Wanted to jump in a little bit today and talk quickly about unusual volume activity. As a matter of fact, did see some interesting activity in the solar sector. Now, right now I have the ETF that tracks solar companies. It's called TAN. TAN is the ticker symbol, trading at $17.50 up 30 cents. You can clearly see that the short-term bulls are starting to take some action here. They're moving to the upside. What's notable is that there is one component of this ETF, and that's SunPower, SWPR, that had two pieces of information that crossed the wire. One was a headline. That SunPower they announced that they have begun construction on a SunPower plant at the Toyota Motors headquarters in Plano, Texas. So that's the catalyst of why you see currently, let's take a look at SunPower, SPWR, and the stock right now is up 10%, 63 cents at $6.80. So it's a very inexpensive stock. I consider this almost like an expensive option. But you can see that the stock is up on this news. It is now challenged and pierced through its 20-day, looking to pierce through the 50-day. That's the next level of resistance at $6.88. What's notable here are a few things, and let me just log in and take a look at the options activity. One is that we saw in the April options cycle. As a matter of fact, if I go to trade options, and I'm just going to type in SPWR, the one thing that I want you to note is when you looked at those charts real quick, you saw that there was a rebound in TAN, which is the overall ETF that tracks solar companies. And then you saw that SunPower, SPWR, also bounced. Very similar action. What's also notable is that SunPower is 5.8% of that ETF. So there is some market moving capabilities there for SunPower. Now the action that we saw after we saw the headline was right here in the $6.50 calls. There were over 3,900 contracts that traded right here. As you can see, 3,974 contracts. 1,061 of those traded at 22 cents. Now the options opened up right when we saw the headlines at trading around 14 cents. Then 1,061 traded at 22 cents, and then you saw that 1050 lots were trading basically getting as high as 37 cents. Now the option is trading at 38 cents, 47 cents. 40. Yes. Big spread there, a lot of movement, but I also wanted to put some context on this, what is a very positive headline. One is these April calls are expiring in 11 days. So a very short period of time. Right now they're already realizing close to a 70% potential profit on at least a third of these, with the options trading at 38 cents. You buy them at 22 cents. You're basically right now, you could probably unwind these at somewhere around 38 to 40 cents. So you're looking at almost a 80 to 90% profit on these. With that being said, you're also looking at options. Just to put this in context, if I hover over the information as far as delta, this is telling you right now that there's a 67% probability between now and April expiration, which is the 21st, that these will be in the money at expiration. Now, what's notable here is that they're at basically a break-even level on the purchase price of a third of these contracts, and then you look at the rest of them that have traded, they're about close to being break-even. In other words, if the stock stays at this level between now and April expiration over the next 7 days, that these options would basically be break-even. So it's a fixed risk type of opportunity. But it has a very low probability of success. As a matter of fact, if you look at the probability of success of realizing a profit between now and April expiration, it's about 39%. So unless you start unwinding your position very quickly after this initial pop, you have time and potentially volatility risk in this particular underlying because volatility went up. Now that helps the option, but it will eventually start to mediate or moderate towards the mean, or in other words, that volatility is going to come down a little bit. The probability of making a 50% profit on money invested in this particular option strike and this call is about 48%. Making a 50% profit on this, you've already reached that in one day. One rule of thumb, as a matter of fact, is that if you had the opportunity where you put this on at an opportune time, don't be greedy. And that's what I really want to focus on is two things. One is don't be greedy when you have a situation like this where, guess what, the trading gods gave you a gift. The second thing is that make sure that you didn't oversize comparative to your position. This was an inexpensive option, 20 cents to 30 cents that they're putting at risk. Now, yes, they're putting quite a few contracts at over 3,900 contracts, but the point being is that you had a low probability of potential success. As a matter of fact, at the time when this was trading, it was less than 50% because the stock was trading at under $6.20 at the time that this started to trade in this option class. So it was a low probability type of strategy and opportunity, but the headline was the catalyst in SunPower, and it continues to be a catalyst for the solar ETF in general, TAN. So that's what I wanted to cover today as far as unusual volume activity and specifically what we saw in this solar unit. We're going to keep an eye on this sector with this type of action and these types of fundamental shifts where there is actually adoption to solar by the likes of Toyota Motors. Tesla has always been in the forefront since they own First Solar. There's always these components on alternative energy. And of course, when you see crude oil starting to get over that $50, $55, even $60 level, that's where you're going to see renewed interest in alternative power. So that's why I wanted to bring it up in Strategy Now. All right, folks, that is it right now for Strategy Now. Join me at 3:30 Eastern Time. We're going to be breaking stuff down in Tech Talk. We're going to look at charts and option analysis, and I'm going to give you some forward-looking pricing in some stocks that you should be paying attention to this week, specifically some banking stocks, some big names, JP Morgan, Chase, and alikes. Come in, JP Morgan, Chase, and Citigroup, a few other ones that are going to have earnings. I'm going to give you the estimated moves that are being priced in before those events even happen. So join me at 3:30 Eastern Time here at MarketStream.live. See you then.